know, my journey here at BYU has been very unique. You know, it's one of those kind of cliche things that we hear sometimes where it's like looking back, the dots always connect, right?
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes when you're in the moment, it can be a little frustrating. And I remember as a young player being frustrated at times because, you know, when you hold yourself to a high standard and you're a competitor, like you want to contribute, you want to
Mm-hmm.
play. So when, you know, you're not able to in the way that you want to, it can be frustrating. But I feel grateful that I was humble enough to just embrace it, stick it out, just keep working as hard as I possibly could. And, you know, it's kind of like the create your own luck kind of thing where it's like do everything possible to get yourself to a position where it's like, okay, we can't keep him off the field anymore.
Yeah.
So as a redshirt freshman, well, excuse me. Yeah. So my first season, 2021, came in, was like, you know, one of the last wide receivers on the depth chart.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't a guy who Fessy had recruited, right? I was kind of an inherited PWO, because when I was offered, it was Coach Steve Clark at the time. During my senior year of high school, you know, the coach that I had the relationship with, I was being recruited by, was Ben Cahoon. And so after that 2017 season, though, we cleaned house, right?
Yeah,
the whole staff was gone except for Steve Clark. Steve Clark was still here. He remembered me from, you know, high school camps, was like, hey, I know you were the MVP of the wide receivers at summer camp, watched your senior year film. Like, I want to offer you as a preferred walk-on. Like, we have a spot for you to come play here. Whoever we hire as our wide receivers coach, I'll be sure to intro you to him and make sure that that is honored. And, you know, as a coach who's coming in and like to inherit all that, and from a roster management perspective, there's no place in the country harder to manage incoming, outgoing, all of that than BYU. Like there's a science to it. And so, you know, Coach Fessy, obviously I wasn't his guy at first, but you know, he'll tell you today, and he would, that I very quickly became his guy.
Right.
It took me a minute to kind of build that trust, and you know, you got to make some plays and show, hey, like this guy has potential. Like he could actually impact, you know, the success of this team. But that first season, 2021, ended up playing in 4 games on special teams, and then they were like, hey, we want to redshirt you. So I was like, hey, that's a good sign. Like if they want to redshirt,
they're
me,
investing in you.
Yeah, exactly. The first snap I ever played was because Puka Nakua was like, hey, he was tired and he was supposed to be on punt return, and he was like, hey, T-Wall, will you get me? I'm like, heck yeah, dude. It's Boise State, 2021. And I was like, let's freaking go, dude. Strap the helmet on. Like, I got you, Puka. If you ever need me to get you again, like, just tell me. And so it kind of, you know, turned into a thing like that. But yeah, just kept grinding, kept working. That was a very talented wide receiver room. Like, you think of the dudes we had in that room. We had, you know, Gunner, Romney, Neil Powell, Braden Cosper, Puka, Sampson. Like, we had some dudes in that room.
And you had just had Dax go to the NFL.
Yeah.
Like, that was a deep room that had a lot of production the last year too.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so, you know, being the preferred walk-on, like, you know, it's gonna be hard to crack that rotation. Like, you got to show a lot to show that you deserve that and that you've earned that. And so even through the next year, like in spring ball, you know, felt like I didn't climb the depth chart very much.
Right.
So coming into the next season, I played in all 13 games on special teams. I think there was only one other player on our team who took more special team snaps than I did. I think it was Talmadge Gunther, who, by the way, huge mentor to me. Like, that guy, like a father, big brother type figure for me.
Great dude.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just salt of the earth, the best of the best. One of the best teammates I've had my entire life, no doubt. And so after that 2022 season, towards the tail end of that season was when, you know, we're talking with Kalani, and some of the other coaches involved who were like running Scout-O, who were defensive coaches, right? Like Gavin Fowler and some of these guys were like, dude, like, we think you could play safety. Like, you track the ball well. We see you make tackles on special teams. Like, obviously you played safety in high school. So like this could be a good move for you, like, if you're open to it.
Right.
And like, I was stoked about it. Like, I was like, yeah, I think this could be a really good move for me. And obviously prayed a lot about it, felt good about it, talked to Kalani, and he felt really good about it.
Yeah.
And so ultimately, you know, we pulled the trigger and did that. And the timing of it was perfect because right when I switched over was right when Jay Hill came in.
Yeah.
So obviously I don't have any
a coach who
snaps.
loves safeties, by the way.
Yeah, I don't have any snaps under my belt, but I'm learning the scheme
Yeah.
alongside all the other guys. So I felt like I was almost on even ground, right? It's like,
Yeah.
okay, these guys, like, they're like, they have experience, they've played, you know, they have snaps under the belt, but you know, from the cerebral player that I am, football IQ, like I can at least show that I can learn the system and know what to do, and then from there can kind of, you know, figure it out and show my athleticism. And so quickly started to happen, you know, that 2023 off season was good. First year in the Big 12. Next thing you know, there's a couple injuries and I'm starting.
Yeah. Was it in the Texas Tech game, or sorry, the Texas TCU game on the road? Was that your first start with
No,
Crew? That
no.
Crew's first start?
That
Maybe not. Or maybe someone get hurt in that game and you became a star?
So if I remember correctly, so the first game I played like significant snaps in was Arkansas, because Crew got a concussion like first drive of the game.
I remember this.
Next thing you know, I play like the next 70 snaps. Like I'm in there. That was a huge road win for us.
Big
like,
time.
That was one of the coolest environments I've ever played in. Like SEC stadium, just packed, super loud, and we got like you can see the blue in the stadium. I always love when like the stadium we're playing in, like their colors are very opposite of ours, because you can see the blue stand out a lot. So many BYU fans there, which is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And you know, we win that game. Eddie Heckard with, you know, the strip sack. Like Eddie had a massive game that game. And so, you know, we come home, we start prepping for the next week, and like I'm starting in our Big 12 opener against Kansas on the road.
Oh, dude, I was at that game too.
And that's a tough offense. Like those dudes have more shifts and motions and weird formations and crazy stuff.
And their quarterback can hurt you in so many ways.
Yeah. So me and Ethan Slade are out there.
Oh, bro,
and
Slade's
like
a dog too.
Honestly, like kind of like chickens with their heads cut off, like trying to get lined up, trying to get all the checks set, so many empty set formations, weird end over stuff. Like that offense was nuts. And like, to be completely honest, like I don't think either of us played great in that game. Now, is it a game we should have won? Probably. Like, I think we had a fumble 6 and a pick 6.
Yeah.
Like, weird game.
First play of the game, offensive play of the game, or first drive? It was early in the game.
Yeah. So kind of a tough loss for us on the road. Then we come home to play Cincinnati, right? First home Big 12 game starting. I'm like, dude, this is incredible. Like,
dude, what is that like? You're at home starting in a Big 12 game. Tell us like what that's like.
Dude, like I remember just stopping to think about it on the bus on the way over and just being like I've dreamed about this and hoped for this like my whole life.
Yeah.
You know? And like so much blood, sweat, and tears, so much sacrifice, hard work has gone into this. Like, just enjoy it. Like, have fun, play loose. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just like go out there and do your thing. And that was like up to that point, like that was definitely the best game of my career, like that I had played. I remember like I graded out super well, was a champion that week from our defensive grading, how we do that. And you know, we won that game against a good Cincinnati team. They ran the quarterback a ton that game. So, you know,
you had to fill a lot.
I had to make a lot of tackles on the quarterback in the run game. And then after that game, for whatever reason, like my arm was just killing me. Like it hurt so bad. It was like such a bizarre thing too, because like I am not one to ever like admit that I'm hurt in my head. I'm like, just find a way. Like, you're fine. And so I was passing all the strength tests, like lifting. We had a bye week right after that. And so was still practicing, doing all this stuff. And so like after like a full week, they were like, okay, we should probably go get some imaging and just like make sure. Because like something's going on here that we can't figure out. Come to find out, I torn my bicep tendon.
Oh.
And like,
you think it was a tackle? Or do you know what play it was?
So there was a tackle in the Kansas game the week before on a tight end, like where he was in open space, where I just took a knee straight to that. And then there were a couple tackles in the Cincinnati game that I feel like I took a helmet or something, but there's not like a specific play where I was like, oh, I felt my arm pop or something weird like that.
I completely tore my plantar fascia, like a bad tear in a game, and I didn't know till the next morning. Because like you're in that game, you're so focused, your
Yeah,
adrenaline's going.
Exactly.
And I couldn't tell you when it tore in that game. I couldn't tell you. I
Yeah.
just know I woke up in the morning and my toes were all curled and I couldn't stand on my foot. Like,
Yeah.
so I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Like totally.
Yeah. So when you're in the heat of the moment, when the bolts are live, you're just going, you know,
Yeah.
you just find a way. And so, but that was weird because like next thing you know, I'm meeting with the doctors and they're like the only way to fix this is surgery. And like tendon injuries, if you've ever had a tendon injury, suck.
Yeah.
6 months plus
Mhm.
recovery. And so now I'm like, well, I've been dealing with this thing for 2 weeks now. Like, can I just like squeeze another game or two on it? Like,
yeah.
can we delay the surgery? And they're like, well, the longer we wait, like the less elastic the tendon is because it's like constantly under tension. So once it tears, it's just like sitting here scarring up. They're like, dude, we got to do this ASAP.
No.
And so that was a tough pill to swallow, right? It
Right.
felt like I'd climbed the mountain. I'm like, dude, I had actually just gotten to where I had hoped to be,
Starting.
and I'm
Yeah.
still a walk-on. And I'm like, dude, like that's a season-ending injury.
Yeah.
I don't know how many reps I'll even be able to take in spring ball. So like this is
What happens now?
Yeah, like what now? And so, you know, that was a tough time for sure. And you know, as any athlete who's had injuries, you ask yourself the questions of like why'd this happen to me? Like that's
Right.
a common question you're going through in your head. And my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, who's amazing, and she helped me kind of shift the question to the, okay, what does God need me to learn from this? Like, what can I develop from this? And that was huge for me, like that mindset of just, okay, well, I can still improve in my football IQ, can watch as much film as I possibly can. Like, what edge can I gain right now while other people are still playing, right?
Right.
And that made a huge difference, right? Coming into the 2024 season through the off season, earned the starting job still as a walk-on. Was an alternate captain, so you know, one of the leaders on our team, and that, you know, started all 13 games at free safety, and like that was a great season for us.